welcome back, everybody, to Chaotic Banter podcast.
This is Chaotic Banter podcast.
Wait, did I mess it up?
No, you said it right. I just wanted to emphasize.
Oh, okay. Make me doubt myself. All right, so we are back after a long hiatus.
A long time.
A very long time.
Who are you? What year is this?
Yeah, because you guys can guess my computer broke once again. Oh.
Yeah, welcome to the Chaotic Banter podcast. As Kevin said, came across technical issues again, like you predicted, but we're back, and in the time we've been gone, we've been busy with our personal lives. Obviously, he's still on his vacation, on his winter vacation, but I just went back to school like 2 weeks ago. So that's going good so far. I got a new job, so I'm very, very busy. But nowadays, I still find time, for church, for the gym, family and friends. Everything's been really good. But yeah, Kevin, what about you, man? What have you been up to?
I've been doing nothing because I'm lazy as shit. So
sounds about right.
No, I've been trying to figure out like things with my laptop and trying to fix everything. We have other episodes recorded for you guys.
We do.
But
they just never got published.
Yeah, some of them are almost done editing wise, and the other ones I haven't touched at all. So yeah, don't worry. It won't take that long.
Be very cautious with those words because
1 year later.
Exactly. But in the time we were gone, there were quite a few films that came out that we were actually looking really forward to watch and to talk about. So some of those included Spider-Verse.
Hell yeah.
Kevin saw, and according to him, it's amazing.
Yep. Best Spider-Man movie ever.
Ironically enough, it's animated. So yeah, awesome.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
It sure does. But yeah, also obviously Aquaman, tremendous success. Bumblebee, Kevin's favorite film, Mary Poppins, came out. What else?
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, so it's been a while. Dragon Ball Super came out too. We actually just saw that the other day. It was amazing, of course.
Oh yeah, but we have an episode for that.
We sure do. But speaking of which, we're gonna start off this episode since it's been a while. We're gonna decide to talk about Aquaman.
Hell yeah, Aquaman! Does Aquaman even have a theme?
Yeah, he does. I think.
It's probably lame as hell, isn't it?
It honestly wasn't that bad, but there were some people who complained about the soundtrack, but I thought it was pretty good. It was by the same guy. Huh?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Aquaman.
Oh, actual movie? I thought you were talking about the theme song still.
Yeah, we're talking about the theme song still.
Oh, okay. I don't know about the new one. Okay, sorry, continue, my bad.
As you can tell, we're like all over the place because it's been so long, Yeah, we're trying to. Kevin, stop being dumb, okay?
Sorry, I'm just eating candy. All right.
All right. And speaking of good movies, Aquaman. Yup, DC's biggest hit since the Dark Knight franchise. This movie made over $1 billion at the box office, including internet, and most of it came from the international box office. So, interestingly enough, who would have thought the most famous DC movie wouldn't be Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman? Nope, it was damn Aquaman.
The Fish Man.
The Fish Man. Yup, exactly. But speaking of Aquaman,
the one hero in the Justice League that everyone clowned on.
Aquaman the Barnacle Boy. But yep, here we are, 2019, and yep, you can say it with an honest face, with an honest smile on your face. Aquaman is badass.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
Okay, you're gonna have to start talking.
Yeah, I know. Unlike all the other DC films, I actually really enjoyed this one. Okay, like with Wonder Woman, I liked the like the whole movie except for like the final fight.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman, I hated the part with the Doomsday.
Beautiful movie.
Okay, shut up. Man of Steel was good. I like the Man of Steel. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. And then with Aquaman, I actually enjoyed this movie like completely. Like the whole time I was watching it, I was invested, and I really enjoyed just the story overall.
Dude, I'm sorry, but the fact that you forgot about Suicide Squad is hilarious.
Suicide Squad sucks no matter what. We don't talk about that movie. That movie was never made, okay?
Nah, but for me, obviously I'm a big, huge DC fan. I love all comics and everything, but I have a bias towards DC because those are the heroes I grew up with. And with that being said, Man of Steel, loved it. Batman v Superman, you know, when the theatrical cut came out, I was a big fan of it, but I realized it had a lot of problems. But then the Ultimate Edition came out, and for me personally, it fixed all those problems. So to me, I love that movie. I don't care what you say.
Still problems anyways.
Why do you insist we watch this stupid thing?
Am I the only one who understands the complexities of this ambitious cinematic masterpiece? This movie isn't stupid! You're stupid!
I screw you. Then what was next? Suicide Squad? You know, as much crap as Suicide Squad gets, and believe me, it is not a good, it's far from being a good film, but, you know, it's a fun popcorn flick. I mean, I have fun watching it sometimes, you know. And then came Wonder Woman, which everyone sees it as the golden goose of the DCEU. Everyone claims it was perfect. I, along with Kevin, I agree with him that I like that movie a lot. It did have issues in the third act. That was the only issues I had with the movie. Other than that, I thought it was really good. And now, here we go. We have Aquaman. And, oh yeah, I'm just going to skip over Justice League because, yeah, we don't talk about that. But
oh yeah, I forgot about that one too.
We sure did. We forgot about Justice League.
Garbage.
The worst one.
Yeah, that was.
And it's not Justice League, it's Justice League.
Justice League.
Justice League. Abomination. But anyway, we're going to talk about good movies. So yeah, let's talk about Aquaman. Kevin, what do you want to start off with first? The good or the bad?
You can take out the bad because there's only a few things that I didn't like.
Okay, yeah, same here. All right, so starting off with the good, what?
Wait, I said the bad. What? Why are you talking?
Wait, what?
I said we're starting off with the bad.
Oh, you did.
Okay, if you guys listening, there's other podcasts where literally Anthony will ask me a question, I give him the answer, he does the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I've even put it out, I even edited it, like I put text and I showed like, okay, Anthony, I see how it is.
I do it on purpose so he stays busy in the editing.
Yeah, that's BS. Shut up.
I need this lazy bastard to do something, right?
Okay, it's this guy who literally does nothing. He just sends me a few images, that's it.
Right. Few images. Hey, you don't pay me enough for this.
I don't even get paid for this. Speaking of getting paid, if you want to share this video to all your friends and family,
click on that like button. Click on that like button right there so I can stop being poor.
Subscribe and share. Okay, we're gonna talk about the bad.
All right. Yeah, so like Kevin said, we're gonna start off with bad because there weren't that many bad things in this film. For me personally, I think the biggest flaw that I had with this movie was the writing at times. With Wonder Woman, for example, you really get a feeling of the characters and who they are. It feels very organic, and you know, towards the end, spoilers if you haven't seen it, which you should have by now. When Steve Trevor dies, it really hits you in the feels, you know, because you really bonded with that character.
Yeah.
But as for Aquaman, kind of very to the point. Some of the writing was even very quippy, if you know what I mean. It didn't resonate with me deeply the way Wonder Woman or BVS or Man of Steel did, but that was probably one of the only flaws that I had with the film. How about you?
Yeah, same. It was some of the dialogue that it felt kind of weird, especially towards the end when Aquaman beats King Worm. Yes, when he beats him, and then Mira is like announces to all the Atlanteans that this is your new king. That felt kind of like, I felt uncomfortable. I don't know why, because it just came out kind of flat. But yeah, all the other just the dialogue and how you don't really get that deep of character development with most of the characters in the film, because since Aquaman and I think Mira, since they had an appearance in Justice League, you're supposed to already have like a sense of who they are just a little bit. But I wish they actually delve into more of Mira and Aquaman's relationship just a bit.
And that's one of the things is that if you look at the positives, just right quick, definitely the action and the spectacle was out of this world, but it's almost like it kind of took away from the story itself because there's so much.
Yeah, and like I thought like Black Manta was a really good addition, but I can see why some people were saying how he kind of felt like an outside character, like he kind of just popped up out of like whenever he just kind of popped up just to add a little bit more like suspense to the film.
It almost felt like not that he wasn't needed, but it almost felt like his entire arc could have been saved for the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Like he could have just left him at the beginning of the film just to give like a foreshadow.
Yeah. And
then at the end they could have had the thing where like, oh, we're gonna give you this Atlantean tech sort of deal.
Speaking of flaws, and my uncle pointed it out in the theater, which I had kind of thought about it, but I kind of just tried to like ignore it. Pointed it out when I saw it with him, and I kind of shook my head at this. How the hell did he mess with that Atlantean tech?
Yeah, that does make sense because it's so advanced. Like how he was able to, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe they'll explain it in the next film because I don't really know that much about Black Manta, like his past or anything. Because and his like he's good at making tech because that submarine they have. I'm pretty sure him and his father built it, and then he built all the tech on his armor and everything too. So
yeah, that makes sense. It's one of those things you kind of have to like think of something in your head. The story doesn't explain, but the reason it stuck out to me so heavily is because I had an entire montage scene with music in the back, and it was like, all right. So I'm not. Yeah,
I was actually thinking about that too because I was like looking at him like, how is he able to connect like the Atlantean tech to go through like the eyes and stuff? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't have wires. So
yeah, and then it blew his head off too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But other than that, it's passable.
And that's, to me, that was another one of the flaws, was just that and I know we're kind of talking a lot about the flaws, but trust me, there weren't very many. We're just pointing them out. We're kind of nitpicking. There were scenes where it almost felt like this scene wasn't needed, like the whole. I know everyone's favorite was the one with the pit bull music coming out of the water. I mean, it was kind of like, it felt out of place. And like you said, the same thing can be said with the montage scene of him in the helmet. And, there were little scenes here and there just like that. But aside from those, I thought that the movie flowed pretty well, especially with the action. I gotta give James Wan's props because there would be action, but there would also be time for the characters to breathe. Maybe that time could have been extended just a little, like you said, for more character development. But from what we got, I enjoyed it. I don't think it took away from it too much. It wasn't too noticeable, and it kept the movie pretty straight. It kept the narrative pretty straightforward. Yeah,
even though Black Manta will kind of like move like the direction of the film a little bit. I have to say, like the whole fight scene between him and like when they're in Italy, that is like the best sequence and shots I've ever seen, like in a long time. So that's like my favorite. That's my whole favorite part in the movie. Actually, is the whole fight with Black Manta.
That's my favorite part too. So then you get into so then that kind of puts you brings the question up of like, yeah, Black Manta's art could have been saved for the sequel, but would the been as good as it was if he wasn't in it?
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
But speaking of which, there actually came an article out. Yeah, there was an article that came out yesterday, and it was actually talking about 2 test screeners and one of them is a marketing strategist for Warner Brothers, and I guess they were discussing a bunch of test screenings they did for Aquaman prior to its release, and they actually revealed that there weren't that many jokes at the beginning of the movie. The first screening that was screened way back when, that many jokes. It was actually Warner Brothers that kind of wanted them to make money. There was also James Wan. I don't think he wanted that much Black Manta in the film itself. He wanted to save it for the sequel, but Jeff Johns at the time, was the creative chief head or officer of the DC film, he kind of pushed for Black Manta, and the studio did as well. They kind of told James Wan, apparently, we don't know if there's going to be a sequel. We don't know how successful the movie's going to be. So just
okay, makes sense.
Throw everything against the wall and see what sticks. And I guess a lot of test audiences were saying the same thing that people are saying now about how he kind of fell off. He kind of felt like he didn't need to be there or something like that. So I guess in the middle of post-production is whenever they kind of chopped it off a bit, just enough to put up for a sequel. You know what I mean?
Because I'm not going to lie, that it was like the main selling point for the trailers and everything was the whole Black Manta scene.
The whole Italy scene is, amazing.
Exactly.
From a filmmaker's perspective, my God, like the camera angles, the way it's filmed.
How the majority of the scene was just one shot, like a continuous shot.
Oh yeah, and then something cool, like a little thing that I noticed is whenever Black Manta falls off the cliff, I love the fact that I don't know the camera angle they use, but you see it from his point of view in a way. And you see
yeah.
It was really like, damn, you know what I mean? Those are just a bunch of little things that you have to appreciate as a filmmaker.
Yeah, but the thing is, with back to the whole comedy thing, I'm glad that Aquaman was pretty much the only character that was actually being comedic, because it fit him. It actually fits his character a lot. The way they established him in Justice League, and also with this one, I'm glad that he was the one doing a majority of the jokes instead of like everybody.
That's true. I think that kind of added to the chemistry between him and Mira, actually.
Yeah.
And now that you say that, now that you point that out, it's kind of true. I'm kind of happy and relieved that Black Manta wasn't making quips. Definitely Ocean Master wasn't making quips, because when there were serious moments, there needed to be serious moments.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of character development and to breathe, there were glimpses here and there in the script in the movie where you really do get a little sense of like whenever they're on the beach and him and Volko are training, and then he's like, did my mother leave me? You get for a second, you get that sense of like, emotion. Then for a second, also before Aquaman and King Worm head to the they're about to like clash, in the bat and I don't know what you call it, the duel or whatever.
It was like a stadium or something, like a coliseum.
Yeah, like they get like there's like that moment of levity where Aquaman says, I always knew I had a little brother. I wanted to come looking for you and tell you that you weren't alone or whatever. And then even Orm himself says, I don't want to kill you. This is your last chance. Leave. You know what I mean? You get that sense of like, okay, like that's the emotion that was needed. And maybe they could have used a little more of that in the film. But I thought for what they did, like I said, it was successful. It doesn't make $1 billion for nothing, Did you like all the characters though? Like in terms of like actors, and do you think everyone did their part good?
Yeah, I don't have any complaints with any of the actors. I like all of them.
Especially Mira, headass?
Hell yeah. Oh, yes. Amazing. I thought I really liked crap, what's his name? The Green Goblin, what's his name? His character?
Oh.
Yeah. His character in the film, I'm glad that he was on Aquaman's side, because also gave that cool sense of he is helping the kingdom, but since he had a close relationship with Arthur and his mother, he was able to actually like keep him in the loop, so he wasn't, because they kept viewing Arthur as an outcast, but since he actually taught him a lot about like Atlantean ways, sort of, he had a good sense of what he was getting into.
Oh yeah, I liked how he was, because see, if you're not familiar, like I mentioned earlier, Jeff Johns, he kind of got demoted ever since the whole Justice League thing blew up in their face. But he's the one who's famous. He's the one who's responsible for things like Flashpoint Paradox, Aquaman New 52 run, which kind of rejuvenated the character and made people take it seriously for the first time. What else? Green Lantern, Blackest Night. He's written a lot of good comics. He's done a lot of good episodes on TV shows, So they took a lot of inspiration from the Jeff Johns New 52 run on Aquaman, and in that comic, Volko, they pretty much follow the same thing. He trained him when he was younger. and everything, but it's kind of I don't want to spoil it if you guys haven't, especially since we use some of these plot points in future films. But check it out; it's really good. But that's the thing: is Volko in the comic book, he's still, no matter what, he's always how do I put it? He always serves Arthur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he was. You even see like a hint of it in the Colosseum fight whenever he's about to kill him. He's like, this isn't he's like, this isn't a contest. This is damn it, I had the word in my head.
Damn, dude, you messed up.
This is an execution. And he was
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he was about to leap in and help them, but yeah, I thought he did a really good job. Also, Queen Atlanta, oh man, she was amazing. She did really well. And speaking of bringing up the action sequences again, that first action sequence in the lighthouse was probably one of my favorite scenes ever in a comic book movie. You know what I'm
man. I kind of remember because like the thing is, I saw this movie in 3D. So like I was still getting adjusted to how the movie looked in 3D glasses. So like the first part of the movie is kind of like blurry because I remember seeing that fight and like for me it was kind of hard to follow because like the 3D glasses, they suck. But it was cool. Like it had the same like sense of the Batman fight in Batman v Superman when he jumps in through the floor.
Oh yeah.
Where like it's like the same camera and just following around with the choreography, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And you feel that was one thing about this movie is you feel every punch, I feel like. And I think that's something that's very much needed in action films. Whenever you're filming two people fighting, it's like it's like we were discussing in one of our earlier podcasts about boxing films. You know, you need to feel every punch. You know what I mean? If you're not, then you're not really selling it to the audience. And I think
it's just like a slap fight at that point.
Yeah.
But what I have to say, like the special effects are on a whole other level. Like the amount of effort it has to take to make everything look underwater, like with the hair and the clothes, is insane.
Oh yeah, it was out of this world. And James Wan himself said time and time again that it was one of the main reasons why he didn't want to debut the trailer too early, even though people kept people were craving it, is because he wanted the VFX to look good. He wanted them to take its time. He actually tweeted about. But if you've been paying attention, keeping up with like the Oscars and stuff like that, a lot of people are saying, and me and Kevin agree, that Aquaman was snubbed for visual effects.
Yep.
I mean, it's clear as day. This movie deserves to be on that list. I mean, like he said, the amount of effort that went into creating this is just, mind-boggling. Just how good it was. Because the first time ever, you have an entire underwater movie, and that's not easy at all. So I can only imagine the hours and hours that these people put in. But James Wan, he went on a little he called them out, I think, for this. Dang, I don't think I can find it on my Twitter. But he came for the people for not putting it on there.
Yeah, no, it's so dumb. And like the Oscars, they don't come out till March 5th. So I don't know if the Oscar, I don't know, like, is this like the official nominations, or if they ever tweak things? I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure this is good.
Which is stupid because like most of the movies on there are dumb. Okay, anyways, we'll have an episode. We'll have an episode for the whole Oscars nominations.
We sure will. You'll get to hear Kevin rant.
Yep, 100%.
Also, if you're a fan of Man of Steel, there was always this fan theory that whenever he falls off the oil rig and then the whales come to kind of wake up, rescue him, there's always this fan theory that Aquaman was the one that sent those whales, and they actually Zack Snyder confirmed that, and it was confirmed in the movie itself. There's a tiny little Easter egg, but if you look close, you can see the oil rig from Man of Steel. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh man, I was trying to find where he called them out for not nominating him.
Well, if anything, at the point where Anthony finds it when I'm editing it, I'll just pop it up on the screen so you guys can see it, like right here.
Yeah, man.
And if it's not there, then I'll just have a blank screen and you guys will be disappointed.
Disappointed like you were the past 2 months.
Well, yeah, I think that's it for all of Aquaman for today.
Oh, well,
Today's
we forgot to talk about the most important part, though.
Like what?
Jason Momoa himself.
But we've already covered it, like how good he is.
Have we?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he made 90% of the women that saw that movie wet. If you know
Oh my god. Shut up.
I went to take my girlfriend to go see it, and every time she came on the screen, I covered her eyes.
Oh yeah, like Aquaman, like how people a lot of thinking about like his suit, the orange and green suit would look kind of weird in live action.
Yeah.
But then how like seeing it like in the trailer and the release images and actually seeing it in the movie,
yeah,
it actually looks really good. Cause I was kind of skeptical about the whole like the yellowish orange color. Be kind of weird because I never liked that color to begin with Aquaman. But I actually thought the suit is actually really cool. And he actually has a trident now. Because a lot of people are like, that's not a trident. It's 5. It's supposed to be 3. And then now he actually has a freaking trident. So you guys can shut up.
oh yeah. As Kevin just brought up, yeah. Some other good points about the movie were the costume design. We both thought it was really cool. I actually was a fan of the orange suit before I got to see him wear it. I just saw there were figures that were revealed where you could see it, and I thought they were cool. But Kevin was kind of iffy about it. He was gonna look live action, but to his surprise, it looked amazing, didn't it?
Yeah, and actually all the, they should have they should have been nominated for character designs for the Oscars. Just saying, because the costume design for Black Manta was like straight up freaking comic book accurate. With a bit of like own touches, like the director's touches. King Worm's suit was really good. Mira's suit is always really good. And
I was kind of iffy off. Like, I loved her suit from Justice League because if you notice, in Justice League, it's almost like their armor. And Aquaman, they kind of went more comic accurate, with kind of like the skin tight suits. And I was kind of iffy about her suit, but the way that if you pay attention to it in the movie, they use different layers of to like construct the suit, the fabrics. So it shines differently and under different lighting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also like because they made it look like fish scales and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah.
So it just worked really well. Like the costume designs were really good in this movie.
Oh man, and we got to talk about that final battle, bro.
Oh, like the crab people.
The crab people. The crab people.
The crab people.
Hey, crab people too. The crab people. The fishermen people. Man, what was that thing called? I thought it was called the Kraken, but it had another name.
I don't know. It looked like a kraken. It was something.
The giant sea monster was amazing, and then the way that he was able to use his power to control it and everything, I thought that was like a really cool.
Since he was the only one that could actually speak to it.
Oh yeah, I thought that was like a really cool callback to the beginning of the movie, because if you notice, they didn't really emphasize that ability until the very end. I was like, oh yeah, of course, that's freaking awesome. I don't know why, but I guess this is a good thing, or kind of a bad thing and a good thing at the same time. But I feel like I was finally watching a Star Wars movie for the first time in a long time.
And I'm also glad that the last fight between Arthur and his brother, I'm glad it wasn't like a full-blown like superhero battle. It was a straight up like weapon versus a weapon and like hand-to-hand combat.
Exactly. See, in terms of the third act battle, I definitely think man takes the cake over Wonder Woman.
Yeah, 100%. Not do that freaking Kamehameha lightning blast thing.
Right, the power of love.
Oh my god.
This guy stinks. Aquaman.
Hell yeah, go watch it. We give it one of the best DCU films out there.
One of the best comic book movies in general.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got Spider-Man into the Spideyverse, bruh. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Black Panther, of course. Nominated for.
No.
join us next time to hear Kevin's rants about the Oscars as well as what other thing?
We're talking about the new Dragon Ball Z movie.
Yeah, that too. Except that's good.
But that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one. We'll be back a lot sooner than than we promised last time.
Will we?
I don't know. Hopefully, maybe.
Well, we'll see you guys next year.
All right. Bye.